distribution. Let's take it straight to the real estate sector then, which seems to have taken a hit after RERA came into play. And a Knight Frank report really indicates that new launches have crashed to a 7-year low. Manisha Natarajan is here with the key takeaways of that report. Tell us, Manisha.
Nisha, thank you so much. Honestly, Nisha, we really knew that launches had slowed down, but the impact of RERA would be so severe has come as a shock. You've already given some points away, but the data from this report, Knight Frank Real Estate Report for the first half, January to June 2017, shows that the launches crashed by 41%, the lowest in 7 years. And if you look at sales, that volume is also down 11% year-on-year, recording the lowest first half sales in the past 5 years. So many records being broken, but not on the good side. Unsold inventory dropped to a lowest level of about 6 lakh units, 5,96,044 to be precise. But this is actually more a function of the shrinking market size, and that's also worrying. NCR still shows an availability of 4 years of inventory and ready to move in or ready for possession inventory in top 8 cities is actually quite high. I'm joined by Shishir Baijal, Chairman and MD of Knight Frank. Shishir, we all expected RERA to slow down the market, but the impact seems much larger than what one was thinking about. Are you shocked as well?
Thank you, Manisha. Of course, I think the impact of RERA, as well as one looks at over the last in H1, also the demonetization and the RERA, both when we look at it together in context. And one looks at it, I mean, the real impact in launches came from NCR and in Ahmedabad. They were the real worst hits. Even if you look at Mumbai, and the others, they sequentially over the last half, H2, did much better. But yes, NCR and Ahmedabad were absolutely plummeting. In fact, NCR and Ahmedabad were 79 and 73% lower than the last year's numbers in terms of launches. And I think they've really been crippled.
So is Mumbai. Mumbai isn't doing much better. Chennai seems to be the only one which has shown an improvement in launches. So are you concerned about the Mumbai market as well?
I think, of course, I think the number of launches has come down. There's a lot of number of reasons. As I said, this H1 must be seen in context of all the changes that have taken place. November 8th, with demonetization came in, that came in, RERA came in, and today people are now grappling with GST. I think all these are path-breaking reforms which all of us wanted in the real estate, and I think it augurs well for the long term.
Right.
But in the short term, they will have issues, and I think we're grappling with the short-term issues. And the issues really will be how would developers who are already having a problem with their burgeoning debt, etc., be able to live with this crisis that they have at this point of time.
I think you've almost answered my second question. GST and, developers are grappling with that as well. But the bright side in your report is affordable housing. Launches have picked up in a big way. 71% launches are in that 50 lakh rupees, sub 50 lakh rupees bracket. Shishir, my question to you is, are we going to now face a danger of most developers making a beeline for that affordable segment and probably a glut coming in that segment? Or do you think there's enough pent-up demand to absorb new launches in that segment?
I think the recovery would happen from affordable housing, and I think that's the right way too. I think there's enough pent-up demand. This sector needed organized players to get in, and I think the slew of reforms as well as incentives given by the government over the last few months has really added to this. And I think with the housing rates coming down to close to what, 8.3, 8.35, I think we'll give it a fillip. To me, I would like to really watch this space, and I think this is where the resurrection or the resurgence of how residential will come from.
Okay, office transactions, Shishir, I'm a bit surprised by the figures which have come out in the report. There seems to be, this was the market which we all applauded in 2016, saying it's holding strong. But now I see that transactions have fallen by 10%, and there's also been a little bit of a decline in supply. Read these numbers for us, or what is a deeper reading? And another big point of concern is that the share of ITS sector has actually shrunk to 39% from 43% in the same period a year ago. How are you reading these numbers?
Yeah, I think the key reading in office is, I think we are now suffering what we said in the last report also, is the supply crunch. Today at 12%, vacancy levels are the lowest since 2012, when it was close to 20-21%. And if you look at the key relevant vacancy, means in areas which is really in demand by most of the users, the vacancy levels are sub 5%. So fundamentally, you've got a shortage of space. Barring Mumbai in this half year, which really added a couple of million square feet, the new completions were lower by 5%. So the transactions are down, perhaps because of some of the industry headwinds in IT or the others, but fundamentally also as a reason that there is not enough supply there. And that is where the key issue is.
Okay. In
year ending 2016, you did as well as 2015 of close to 41 million square feet. So it's nothing drastic that's happened in H1, barring the H1B visas and everything else that the industry is grappling with. But I think the supply issue is perhaps the biggest issue.
Okay. All right, Shishir Baijal, thank you very much for joining us today and bringing us this data, which is very interesting. Residential market clearly facing a lot more headwinds, likely to slow down further till it's actually revived with affordable housing. Office space, nothing to be concerned about. Just, in fact, you have seen average rental values grow 7% year on year. Nisha, back to you.
Oh, thanks so much, Manisha, for giving us the entire roundup.